space for the civil society organizations currently in Uganda. 2, this I'm going to use Uganda. Nchimanyi bulungi nti oli muntu wa byanava oli mu economist mulungi. Tax policy yo egenda kubeera etya? Tax policy eriwo kati saawa zino ekusanyusa oba tekusanyusa. Let me give you one example. Nze bwe mafunye omusaala bwe gutropinga ku account yange nina okusasula pay as you earn nesasula NSSF bwe zivaako ne zigenda nengenda okuzijjako nina omusolo omulala gwensasula bwe ngenda mu supermarket ogulira abaana bange ebyokulya nina omusolo omulala gwensasula bwe ngenda mu katale nina omusolo omulala gwensasula kwegamba government eri kunyunyuuta abantu abatono ennyo nti be bali okufujjirira n'olaba nti omukyala atunda amenvu capital we wa mitwalo 2 naye nga still government emulilayingako okubeera nga asasula omusolo. Kakati gwe nga candidate otegese otya okulaba nti okozesa ebyo tulina amafuta tulina gold tulina so many resources otegese otya what is your plan okulaba nti nno tonyigidde government enyunyuuta abantu ffe abawansi okuba nti nno tugirabirira kubanga we tutuuse tulina development. Ekyokusatu embeera eyaliwo mu 2021 using owalaba abantu abamu omukyala yafiirwa omugulu nga security ekoseza amaanyi mangi n'omukyala omulala yafiirwa omwana we. Kakati nga gwe nga tonaba kwenyigira mu kalulu oteeseteese etya okulaba nti embeera eyaliwo mu 2021 tesobola kubeerawo mu 2026. Osobola okuba nti ogenda kuteeseganya otya n'omukulembeze w'eggwanga aliwo kati okulaba nti embeera eyo tebeerawo.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Can I answer this because I may forget?
Okay.
The last one, he was asking security. Mbere chitugenda kujikola ndoze ekibuzo kya electoral commission. Ine kulabete elections zibera free and what? Fair. Naye tulina okwogeranga abasimbyewo tulabete security tegenda ekola ebintu ebitali bituufu. Era tusaba security organization, tusaba electoral commission, tusaba president wa Uganda naye candidate. Alabe nti elections zino zibera free and fair. Kijja kumuyamba for credibility purposes. Tax base gyogambye fena tugimanyi. Endowooza oyogedde ku muntu amanyi bintu bya tax base, an expert internationally. Bw'obeera ne tax base entono ojja omusolo mu bantu batono ate oyagala by'okukozesa bingi. Ky'oba olaba olina okukola tax base n'ebeera ennene omusolo ne gubeera muki mutono. Ebimu by'osabye by'ombuulidde pay as you earn eyo ekituufu musolo naye NSSF si musolo. Ezo savings zo bw'onaatuuka emyaka 5 mu 5 ojja kugenda mu NSSF bazikuwe ne interest. Ezo tezogerako ezo zizo ziterese zifuna ne interest. Naye zogambye pay as you earn kikulaga nti bakulekerako okusooka baita threshold kati bwe zilinya waggulu noba kujjako omusolo nga osasula nga bw'okola nga bw'ofuna pay as you osasula nga bw'ofuna. So the higher bw'ofuna nyingi na osasula kaka akantu
wa president gwa kalibati na president kakali tuwaye mpapula zaffe tugende tufune obwa president
ki kyoyinza okuvumirira mu gavumenti kyetugenda okujjako ki kyoyinza okuvumirira mu n'ogamba nti gavumenti ene badde bweti ne bweti kuba egenda
kyetugenda okufuna mu gavumenti
kusooka kuvumirira ebaddeko
kiwa administration
omusolo nagwo gukola ki gukula naye okugukosa bubi economy tekula ate ebweshrinkinga abantu abatono be bajjako ki omusolo nga bw'oyogedde buli muntu asasula musolo buli agenda mu supermarket naye ze no gambet musolo bwe gunaabeera mutono no productive sector yeyongere tugenda kukola nti sente zo ze bayita disposable income. Disposable income is income oba omaze byonna ebeera mu makono g'okukozesa ejja kuba nyingi lw'ensonga nti bwe sector bwe zikola bulungi sente zibeera nyingi abantu babeera ne disposable income nyingi mufa ky'okugula hafu kiro y'esukaali ojja kugulanga kiro 2 n'embeera yo naye ebeera ennungi. Ekyo kiraga nti nawe base yeeyongera kuba kati omusolo gw'ogenda okusasula ogenda kusasula ku kiro 2 mu kifo kya kusasula ku hafu kiro kubanga naye bagiyita widening the tax base. Bw'ogula ebintu bingi omusolo gubeera mungi, naye wegubeera wadde mutonotono naye ebintu bingi zibeera nyingi. Okusinga okugula kiro omusolo gubeera at high rate naye nga musolo mutono. So productive sectors enkogugambyeko zigenda kweyongera. Kati gwofuna olaba threshold entono kubanga abantu bebandifujja mu musaala ne bajjako omusolo singa babadde bangi okifuna payers and yandibadde wansi naye kasita muli batono aba earning income kyobola payers and ebeera waggulu. Ekyo kitugenda kukirwanisa tukole economy abantu babeere n'emirimu ab'emirimu babeera bangi tubajjako omusolo nagwo mungi. Kyogambye nti civil society is your right kiri mu constitution article 28-29 freedom of association, freedom of speech. This the president should bank on, will ensure the freedom of speech, freedom of association. The public must speak, the media must speak. And I want to tell you that constitution was a good constitution. And I want to state one of the items which shall be on our agenda, number 1, is to restate term limit of a president, to cut powers of a president. Those are the things you must do. A president must be a worker, not a boss. Mama mbuliza bisatu. Nibizemu?
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, as you deserve to be called. I'm Julius Mugaga Tukachungura, and I write for an online paper called Umoja Standard. I come in the line of policies. We know agriculture is the backbone of Uganda, and for any country to grow, it must focus on, not a major focus, but usually industrialization is a key factor. So what are your policies in as regards to agricultural industrialization, it being a backbone of Uganda? And secondly, there's a growing economy called the digital economy. You didn't mention it. So as an economist, what are some of the policies you are going to employ to see that our digital economy grows and benefits Uganda? Thank you so much.
Those two I'm going to, but I think I forgot one item on this lady. She said when she goes in the bank, she gets money less. Those are bank charges. Those are bank charges. So if they are high, we shall deal with them. One of the things is that the interest rates in this country are too high. We need interest rates to be low so that people can borrow money to invest. You know, when the people don't borrow money to invest, the economy collapses. Let me give a quick sample because I've remembered what the lady asked. If I went to borrow money to put up a maize mill, I borrowed 10 million, it will be better that the interest rate is lower so that I can run that maize mill to be able to have the one who deals with maize to produce maize to bring, to make sure that the people are in the maize mill to work, to make sure that people get food, to make sure there's animal feed, because as a byproducts of maize, we cannot make our country for foreigners, because foreigners, when they make profit, they externalize it. But when a Ugandan makes money, it stays here. That's why one of the burden here is that foreigners who are here are making money and taking it out. But if you give money to the locals to invest here, it will go a longer way to build the economy. I think that's what Madam, you wanted also, maybe that's why you came back. Agriculture is the backbone of this country, and I want to thank God, He gave Uganda the best climate. Anything can grow, and that's what I told you. So how do we industrialize? Of course, we must have value addition. We must have cooperatives, which I started with. Cooperatives will help farmers to have their produce taken to the cooperative society, to have their produce processed. Like maize, we should be having a Nescafe machine here to produce coffee. You can take an example. Recently, I'm not against, my colleague was given a factory in Intungam. Now, Intungam can have a factory for coffee, which has very little coffee, but you cannot leave Mount Elgon, which has the best coffee, to not have a factory. In fact, that factory should have started in Mount Elgon side, And there's an entity like Bujis Cooperative, which government, if it was a Senate government, to have cooperated with, so that the coffee would be now they want to do. So we make our priorities wrongly, and that's why we get. So we must have industrialization, have industries to process agriculture, which is called agro-processing, so that we have value. Now, we need to have banks. We need to have an agricultural bank to deal with agriculture, because there's a lot of loss because nobody wants to lend money to an agriculture sector because of the depends on weather. We need to have a cooperative bank, which is even now again in the law, but has not been done. The cooperative bank to help cooperatives to operate. In this agriculture bank to help the process from growing the from the farmer up to the process of agro-processing. And even the marketing. We need to improve on marketing. The best person who should lead the marketing of Uganda product should be the government. If I give you an example of coffee being on a New York board, no farmer can move to New York. But the person who can go to New York is the government to ensure that we have that. So I can assure you, if you read our manifesto, which was done by people of FDC, it clearly talks about how we're going to industrialize agriculture sector. Well, you talked about digital. Right now, internet is cheap all over, but in Uganda, internet is very expensive. We need to make data cheaper, because now transactions are easily done online. Why should data be very expensive? Many countries now, if you walk on the streets of their town, even in the villages, there is internet. Why should somebody spend money on the internet when there is free internet? And the internet will assist you. Of course, it helps on WhatsApp, and of course, whatever social media, it can do it, but it also can do business, transacting and whatever. Currently, many countries are doing, let me give an example, America and the UK are doing, okay, in my area of accounts, they are going to India to get professionals in India to do accounts for them. So they use this internet to do accounts. They send the accounts to UK, they are paid a check. Our boys and girls, those are the jobs they would be doing, but because they don't have those facilities, and of course you are talking to a man who also has some digital knowledge, I'll make sure that digital is at lower cost, affordable, and everybody must access it. My study in Makerere, all of you know, in our year we used to do what we call computer science, where there was a mainframe. Those who know Lotus, 1, 2, 3, those who know WordPerfect, I was one of the young programmers. I still have ideas. Even if I become a president, I'll do programming for you so that you enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm told.
Candidate
So I have finished all your questions. Now I want to ask all of you, the media people, be my campaign managers. Tell the whole world that the best candidate is Nandala Mafabi. I want to ask people of Uganda again that I'm your candidate. I'm a candidate who has no hate, who has no hatred, who comes to build bridges, who loves every Ugandan. I am one of those whom you should trust. Above all, I am a God-fearing person. I love God, I love my God. I have been married with my wife, Flora Nandala, the woman, for 32 years. And we have no plans of leaving each other. And we want, I came here with my bishop. I want to introduce my bishop and his wife, Bishop Patrick Giroud. And Mama, thank you for escorting me. Of course, all those people are people of FDC. I want to introduce my brother Jack Sabit, who has been my mentor from civil service up to now. I want to introduce my brother Poa, whom I've known for over 30 years. We live together. I want to talk about my sister, Margaret. Thank you for being there for me in all those dungeons. Colleagues, I am so grateful. I can tell you I have a friend of mine I met in Parliament in 2001. He's called Chwanda Godfrey. Mama Tata Sovi. That was my brother until he crossed and abandoned me. But I'm asking you as the chairman of NSF, please join me. I want to thank my nephew for joining this meeting. This is my nephew, Dr. Sranda, from Secretary General of FDC. Thank you, thank you. They have given me a microphone. This is my opportunity. I have my brother Joab, from Masindi, thank you so much for joining me. I have my big brother Mukalada, thank you for chairing FDC up to now. I have my brother Wante, thank you for always being there. Wante, when they sacked me from Mwiri, he looked after me. I have my brother Olanya from Acholand, thank you for joining. Oh yeah. I have my elder sister who is Madam President, Madam Jessica Modoa. That's the one who puts food on my table. I have my sister Franca. Okay. My sister, thank you for joining me. I have my nominator and my sister from another mother. Kabugo, my sister, the MP for Kasese. My sister, thank you for being there for me. I have my brother Fungaro Caps. It is great you are with me. I have my younger brother, Geoffrey Kanya. Thank you for being there. I have my brother, Konyogo, my spokesperson. Thank you very much. I have my daughter who is contesting in Buyukwe, called Namwanga. I am a fair to introduce everybody, but all of you, thank you for coming. I'm so grateful. I have my bodyguard. He's here. Number 64718. This is my bodyguard. Thank you very much for bodyguarding me. I want to thank the translators. It was great seeing you. The media, elama noi. Mwanya lalugali wela bene nanye.
Thank you so much, Candidate Nandala Mafabi. I now hand you.